Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing some top ladder using what is currently the best mortar deck in Clash Royale right now. So if you guys don't know who Igor is, he has 6 #1 finishes, and he actually finished #1 with this mortar deck last season. I think he played maybe his last game with the Zap variant, but I was looking on Royal API, and I saw a lot of games, from my friends list, and I saw that he was using this 2.9 mortar earthquake deck. So yeah, this was Igor. If you guys want that confirmed, you can always check on Twitter. Lots of pros were actually congratulating him on getting his 6th #1 finish. He was pushing this account. He's an absolute beast with mortar. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that. The reason why this variant is so good in the meta is obviously bats ended up getting a buff recently, and they do a lot of DPS. Musketeers are a really good card, good range win condition, good air counter. Spear Goblins for the cycle, also a really good card for baiting out spells, so then you can kind of utilize your Spear Goblins and your bats accordingly when they don't have a certain spell in rotation. Earthquake is really good at being able to break through buildings. Maybe they have an Expo after the nerf it got still used a lot. It's also a good counter to the graveyard. You can also just Earthquake cycle, use it on bomb towers, lots of different ways to use it. Miner for chip, and obviously mortar as your main win condition. So before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS. You can use it in any Supercell game. Helps support me, helps support the channel, and I really appreciate all you guys who use my code. It means a lot. So I'm currently at 5,775 trophies. Season just started, but I'm still top 80 in the world, currently 79. So let's go ahead and search for the first game, and I'll see you guys when we're in the first game. I'll be editing out the search times because pretty high up, so it'll probably take a while to find some of the games. Alright guys, finally found our first game. Took about 2 or 3 minutes to find it. So, versus Riku is going to Spear Goblins. We're going to go ahead and log those. This is a pretty fast cycle deck, so we want to be, trying to get as much damage as possible in single elixir. It looks like this guy's got Miner and Spear Goblins, so it could very well be Miner Wall Breakers. I feel like this deck does pretty good versus Miner Wall Breakers, which is why I think Igor finished first with it, because there was a lot of Miner Wall Breakers, but it looks like this person actually has mortar as well, so might not be Miner Wall Breakers like I thought it was. I'm going to go ahead and just log to finish off the mortar so it doesn't get a connection on the tower. I hope he doesn't punish us with a bunch of bait cards, but if he only has Spear Goblins, we should be fine. Yeah, because we can easily counter that, but if he were to have a Goblin Gang or something, that could have been a little bit of an issue, but luckily it looks like he just has Spear Goblins as his kind of like his ground bait card. I don't think he has another unless maybe he has Rascals or something like that, because I think he would have used the Spear Goblins if he had them. Or the Goblin Gang, excuse me. We're going to go for an offensive mortar here. We'll see what he wants to do. So he's just going to go for a Knight. So he just spent 5 elixir because he went for the bats and the Knight. It looks like he's going to have an Earthquake. That means our Musketeer is going to get a lot of value in this matchup. And what I'm just realizing is this could actually be a complete mirror match, because he ends up... So let's go pretty aggressive here, knowing that... Wow, he just used his log, so let's go very aggressive, because he just used his log. He doesn't have enough elixir to play a Knight. Look at that. Bats get on top of the tower, Spear Goblins get on the tower, and just like that, we have an incredible lead in this mirror match. I think his mistake was going in for that Miner on the Musketeer, as well as cycling his Earthquake. Very aggressive on his end, and he ends up getting punished really hard. So, I mean, that's what you have to do. As I said, with this deck, you have to punish your opponent in single elixir. Even though this is a direct mirror match, I felt like he kind of, I don't know, messed up, and it looks like he's already giving up. I mean, I don't really blame him, because, I mean, he can't really come back. So let's just quickly 3-crown him, get on to the next game. So, kind of shows you guys what you want to do in a mirror match. Just basically be patient, even though you're using a cycle deck. There's no need to be aggressive. I don't really know why he went for... I forget what he did exactly, but I think he went Knight at the bridge or something. He went in for a Miner on the Musketeer, and I think he went Earthquake too around that time too. So kind of just spending all of his elixir, and then he had nothing in rotation to counter our bats and didn't have any elixir. So really nice win there. 92nd in the world. Let's go ahead and open up our past Royale rewards and then get into the next game. So we're going to go ahead and skip these. I have everything maxed out, actually, so I don't even need a strike. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next game. Alright, so found our next game versus Lucas. Give him the good luck. And just wait half a second, see if he wants to start off the game. If not, I'll probably just... Alright, we'll just go Spirit Goblins in response to the Ice Spirit, that's fine. And then I'll just follow up with a Miner to apply a little bit of pressure. Reverse Log Bait should be This should be a pretty darn good matchup for me. I mean, the reason why I say that is because we have Earthquake and Log and a faster cycle than him. So, in all honesty, I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't be able to win this matchup. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to win, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how he would. I got a faster cycle, especially if he's got Inferno. Like, my cycle would just be much faster at that point. And just the Earthquake's annoying for him. I think I'm gonna let's do this, kind of a little bit of dual lane pressure here. Okay, he just spent 5 elixir on Inferno. We can go Bats. He doesn't have Princess and cycle. He's gonna go for, okay, what does he play? He doesn't have Knight, Goblin Gang, or Ice Spirit in cycle. Yeah, perfect. We get the 1 bat on top of the tower. A little bit of chip damage there. He's going to go for Princess of the Bridge. I doubt he's going to log the Spear Goblins. Yeah, I was going to say, because if he were to do that, he wouldn't have had any Elixir, and then if I... Wow, he's still going to, so I'm going to go for a Mortar, actually. He's probably going to go for... Yeah, there's the Knight, so he's really low on Elixir right now. We'll see what he wants to do. He might go for a Ice Spirit or a Goblin Gang right when he has the Elixir. So, unfortunately, we don't get the Mortar to lock on the tower. That was actually pretty nicely played on his end. I thought that we might have actually gotten the Mortar to connect to the tower, but it's okay. Let's go for a Miner and Bats. This is actually a really good place to play. Okay, Earthquake can finish off that Princess. So yeah, we should definitely be cycling as many Earthquakes on the tower as we possibly can. We just took the lead after that Earthquake, so looking really good for us at this point. I'm going to go for a Mortar again. We got to keep up the pressure because ideally we need to prevent him from cycling Rockets. That should be kind of our goal in this situation. So there's the Inferno coming in right now. We can just go for an Earthquake. This is really good. We're forcing a lot of Elixir out of him on defense, and if he goes in for Rocket Cycle, he's not going to be able to defend our next Mortar push, so I just have to keep that in mind. So there's the Rocket. I'm just going to go ahead and cycle my Knight. I'm going to go for a Mortar, and then I'm just going to go for a Musketeer to snipe this Princess, and we should be able to get a good amount of damage here, knowing that he's pretty low on Elixir after the Rocket. So we can just go for a Log on this, we can go for an Earthquake on the Goblin Gang, and you guys can see this Mortar deck often is just Earthquake cycle, Miner cycle in some situations. Really nice Rocket on his end, but we can actually send in another Mortar because he's low on Elixir after that Rocket. We can go for a Knight, trying to... we didn't get the prediction on the Inferno. Should have played the Knight a little bit earlier, so that was actually well played on his part. But we can actually go Spear Goblins to counter this Goblin Barrel because he ended up playing it in the back. That way we can save our Log for the Princess. We can go for a Miner because I just want to keep up the pressure. Is going to connect to the tower. Does he go for the Goblin Gang? No, he doesn't. So we can go for a Knight here. I doubt he's going to cycle another Rocket. If he does, I'm just going to pour the pressure on him like crazy. We can go for an Earthquake. He's trying to outcycle our Log, but there's no way he can do it because our cycle is just so much faster than his. And a Log is 2, Elixir, Goblin Barrel's 3, so it's just so hard for him to get damage. Really, the only way he can get damage is with spells, whether that being his, Rocket or his Goblin Barrel. It's pretty much impossible for him to... Or I meant to say Rocket or Log, because I was going to say it's pretty much impossible for him to get damage with anything else. I mean, maybe Princess at the Bridge if I'm not paying attention, but otherwise it's really hard for him. So I'm going to go for an Earthquake, he's going to go for a Goblin Barrel, so I'm just going to Log it. And then afterwards, all I got to do is cycle one more Earthquake on his tower or Log, and that should be GG. So really easy matchup for me. I honestly think he played that, I guess, pretty well. Maybe he didn't play it perfectly, but, see, he's laughing. He even knows it's not that great of a matchup for him. So that's a nice win there. Let's go ahead and get into the next game, and I'll see you guys when we find it. Okay, guys, we found our next game versus Brian Guzman. Give him the good luck. Wait half a second, see if this guy wants to do anything. If not, we'll go ahead and start with Spirit Albums at the Bridge. We'll go ahead and do that. Just gonna go Giant. Ooh, Giant. Probably not the best sign, but I'm not too worried just about yet. Okay, until I see what he does, I'm not going to go for a Mortar on defense. You guys might be wondering why. And that's just because until you know what Giant deck they're using, it's not really safe to go with a... I mean, you can, but I'm glad I didn't, because had I gone for a Mortar, I probably wouldn't have had the Elixir to defend those E-Barbs, and that's why I don't... That's what I see a lot of really good minor wall breaker players do, or Mortar players do, is if someone's going in for any kind of beatdown push early on, if you can stop it with your support cards without having to use, you know, your Mortar or Bomb Tower, you 100% want to do that, and that's just because your Mortar gets no value on the counter push, whereas your support cards do. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And by the way, this is not a very good matchup. He's got Giant, Arrow, Zap, and Fireball. Are you kidding me? Yeah, definitely not what we want to see, but we can still win this, but it's not going to be easy. He's got Bowler. Oh, man. Oh, man, guys. Okay, this is about as rough as it could get. I mean, again, I'm not saying we can't win, but, man, this is not what we want to see. Not what we want to see. Wow, that's I think that's just GG. I'm not gonna give up, but this is it's like this isn't it. I mean, I truly believe there isn't really any matchup that's impossible, but this is pretty close. I would say this is quite close. I mean, the deck's not even that good. No, it's not a meta deck, you know. It's just Giant E-Barbs with triple spell, and Bowler, but hey, it sure as heck gets the job done versus Mortar. There's no doubt about that, right? Anyway, you know, what are you gonna do? I guess we got to apply a little bit of opposite lane pressure here. It's really the only thing I can do, and then I'm gonna go for a Knight. Really, at this point, I'm just trying to just do anything to get damage, just any kind of desperation push I can do, because I mean, he's just a couple fireballs away from winning. If he's intelligent enough to know that he can just cycle a couple fireballs, he's probably going to do that. So I think we're out of this. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I think this matchup is winnable had I, you know, known what he was using and I didn't take so much damage early on. Because what's very interesting, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, is when you're using a cycle deck and your verse beatdown, it actually in single elixir can be very difficult for you to defend. Whereas when you get in double elixir, it's a little bit easier and it's more manageable to defend. I mean, but hey, I can't complain. I mean, I'm not upset with myself for losing that. That was just, I mean, that was just brutal. I mean, what more can I say? Giant, Bowler, Fireball, Arrows, and Zap? Alright, well, not much I can do there. I'll see you guys when we're in the next game. Ooh, I actually found that game really quickly. Reverse Wallace. Let's give Wallace the good luck here. Wallace, really good player. You know, for he played for Pain. He was one of Pain's star players. Very good 2v2 and 1v1 player. And on top of that, he recently won an all-star event bracket I played in. There was 32 really talented players that got invited. I believe I got, I think, like, somewhere around top 15, I want to say, top 14. I don't remember entirely. But out of the 32. But anyway, Wallace was actually the one who won, and I believe he picked up, I think it was like $10,000 or something like that. It was a huge prize pool, so, you know, huge congrats to him. We're going to go ahead and Mortar here. And Bomb Tower is going to come down, so we're just going to go ahead and Earthquake that. That'll actually, I believe, let the Mortar get one shot on the tower had he not played the Knight. But because the Knight does come down, Mortar is going to stay locked on that. So we're going to go ahead and play our own Knight here. And he's going to go for Wall Breaker, so I'm just going to get my bats down, and then we're going to go for... Oh, we get Drop Delay. Love to see it, guys. Exactly what we like to see. Yeah, you know what? If I lose this game, I'm kind of, like, I think I'm definitely gonna, like, leave it in the video, because I kind of, in a way, want to protest against this drop delay thing. Like, it's been something that I've had a problem with for a while now. I don't know about you guys, but it's something that's happened to me quite a lot now, so I really hope they fix it eventually, because it's pretty frustrating, to be honest. Because there's really, it's not your fault. They said it's your internet or whatever, but it's really not. It's kind of a glitch or a bug that needs to be fixed. So let me know in the comments if you guys have ever gotten drop delay, because let me tell you, it's not fun. And I would say it happens to me on average a couple times a week, maybe even a few times a week. I might even go as far as saying once a day. I don't know the exact amount of time, but 2 wall breakers connected to my tower because of it. Like, it's no joke. It can cost you the game. You know, that's all I gotta say. I mean, we can come back, but man, that's rough to have 2 wall breakers connect because of that. So, I mean, honestly though, good effort on our end. I mean, we're doing quite a good job making, I guess, a comeback, considering that we ended up getting, you know, that drop glitch or whatever. Musketeers on the tower. Wow. Wait. Guys, I can't believe it. We actually won, even though I got drop delay. I'll take it. But hey, drop delay needs to be fixed. I'm not joking about that. I might try to reach out to, you know, Drew or some of the other, because I'm in the creator program now, I'll try to get a hold of some of the devs and try to let them know, because I think it's been brought up a lot of times, but it's something that still hasn't been fixed, which is frustrating. Alright, I'll see you guys when we find our next match. Alright guys, so this might be our last game, depending on how long it is. We'll see. He's going to go cycle an Ice Beard at the bridge, so I'm just going to go for a Miner. We'll see what this guy wants to do from there. Goes for a Musketeer and an Ice Golem. I'm going to go ahead and Earthquake that. And go for my own Musketeer. This is looking like Hog, because we see... Yep, so I'm going to go for Bats. It's a 2 elixir investment on a 4 elixir card, and it only gets... Ooh, to be honest with you, I thought it was only going to get 1 hit, but it got 2, so that's not very good, actually. I was considering Earthquaking the cannon, but I think that would have been a little bit too aggressive, so I decided not to. And I'm just going to log this Musketeer because I'm... No. The log pushed the Hog to the left. Whoops. Okay, we have to be careful at this point, because I already took a lot of damage on the left lane that I could have avoided had I not played that log. That was pretty unfortunate, to say the least. We can still win, though. We're perfectly fine. We're only down a little bit, and I think this matchup isn't too bad, considering we can cycle Earthquakes. Just go for Bats to ensure that that Hog doesn't get a connection, because I think it would have gotten 1 with the Spear Goblins alone. I'm not going to cycle Earthquake this time. I think we need to be pretty careful. I'm going to go for a Miner. We got the lead right now. I'm going to cycle Earthquake now that we're in double. He's going to pressure the opposite lane. Pretty interesting play, in my opinion. I don't even know why he's doing that. I don't know what the reason is, since he has more damage in the other lane, but he decided to do it for whatever reason. Hog doesn't get a single hit. We're gonna have to try to get a lot of damage here, because he got quite a lot. on our... Ooh, wait. Does the mortar get a connection? Yeah, it does. Pretty close game right now. Okay, nice. Good mortar. I knew he was going to go for a hog. Oh, wow. He didn't... I thought he was going to hit the musk and the mortar. He ended up missing. So we can go aggressive. I'm going to earthquake. Because I was thinking he might go for a cannon. But it doesn't matter because look at all that damage we're getting on the tower. All we need to do is just go for log on this musketeer. Cycle an earthquake on the tower. And that should be GG. Really nice win there. And that'll be the last game of the video. You know, hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this mortar deck is pretty solid. I mean, obviously it is because, you know, it finished #1 last season. And I haven't done a mortar video in a really long time. And it turns out mortar cycle's pretty solid in the meta. I mean, a lot of people were concerned when the miner got nerfed. But it seems to me like as long as you have other, you know, win conditions, such as like a mortar, or if you're using, say, miner wall breakers, miner's still pretty solid in the meta. So make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and thanks again. Until next time, guys.